Hey, it turns out I have kick-ass seats. I'm like third row on the, I don't know, starboard side of the court. See, look how pale. Look at the paleness. It's funny actually, you go and see, there actually is a noticeable difference because there's like Chinese over here and like Serbia over here, and the Chinese are noticeably paler. Oh, I heard somebody saying that you know, before like the volleyball event, they actually have some guys come out and like pump you up. I don't know if like cheerleaders is exactly the right word for it. Well, I believe I'm being instructed when they say a word, I'm supposed to throw my hands up in the air. Participation in the audience is mixed. There's actually a lot of open seats here. Oh, here we go. Yes, do that dance. Dance like that. Just dance it all out, people. Woo! Dancing! Woo! Don't make me dance, I want to watch you dance. Check out that guy. Trying to essentially have that whole section. Bought all those seats. Oh, only me and my flag. That one over there too. Over there too. Who knew the Chinese were so enthusiastic about volleyball? So originally when I went and booked for the hostel that I'm staying in, I had the impression that I was a lot closer to Copacabana Beach than I actually was. So it takes me a little while to go and get there. I happen to be near like a train station, which is convenient. However, it turns out that I pretty much landed myself right in the middle of the party district. So this area, once a week, or twice a week really, I think probably 3 times a week, so probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this turns into like a giant, like open air, like kind of street party, which I gotta imagine is exacerbated like a little bit because of the Olympics. Once again, with the very sort of liberal laws about, you know, having street vendors and like alcohol vendors, you know, they're just like people that do go into bars and people that do go into restaurants. There's clearly like a whole bunch of people that just hang out in the street the whole night. For context, those are the arches again, so that would be the aqueduct here. Let's walk down maybe like a block-long stretch of just nothing but like food vendors and drink vendors where you just entrust a guy to go and like mix up, you know, whatever it is you might be into. For exorbitantly low prices. And so the street food tends to be around nothing but like hot dogs and burgers and a few other things like that. Yakisoba. Yakisoba seems to be a big thing in Brazil right now. So if anyone doesn't know yakisoba, it's kind of like a wheat noodle dish from Japan that for whatever reason seems to be sold by Chinese food vendors. Recognizing a business opportunity. So, for example, if I know if I walk this way, this is probably about 3 or 4 more blocks of about this crowded. Standing room only. I'm actually surprised there's still traffic going through here, but then again, that seems to be a thing they're very comfortable with here, just kind of wandering our way through slow-moving traffic. Ooh, check it out. I found the only cactuses in the whole country. See? Sort of a mishmash of people expressing their affections. Pretty slick. There'll be Area Nick and FM, and H just wants to hang out with himself. J and D. Yeah. The old Megan and Alex. Today was men's quarterfinals for the FA team. FA being the sword that looks like what you think of when you think of the fencing foil. So the long, skinny, flexible one, as opposed to
I guess there's 3 events. So one of the swords is more rigid than the others, or 2 of the swords are more rigid than the others. So today was the quarterfinals. I watched Hungary and Korea. Hungary won. Kind of wish I had a recording of the winning. Actually, they were really enthusiastic about it. It just sort of happens to be like 2 big branches. There were a bunch of Hungarians over here and a bunch of Koreans over here, so it was fun to watch. Wandered into one of the, I guess, sort of like larger shopping complexes, shopping malls, like in the city. I'm actually a little surprised that it's not more different than I thought it would be. I mean, it's a lot of the same stores you kind of expect to go and have at home. This particular mall is a little bit more like fashion centered. But just looking around, it seems like, I'm just wandering into a leg of West Edmonton Mall that I'm not used to. Once at the food court, though, I think that's kind of fun. Obviously, like the first thing you see is McDonald's and Starbucks. A few other chains that are native to the country. A lot of emphasis on burgers, weirdly enough. And now for the event we've all been dying for, we have badminton. So this is a mixed event. This is pairs. So we'll have a combination of men's and women's. So this is, I imagine, going to be, quick games. It'll be done tournament style, I would imagine. So we'll probably see like several different bouts like throughout this morning. They're just doing a little bit of like a warm up right now, I believe. I don't see any scores on the scoreboard. So once again, I found myself wandering the streets and found myself in a little bit of a rainstorm here. There's a bit of a fortune how they've decided to have a little bit of holdover of some of these buildings from, colonial times, in the sense they'll actually go and build like a little ledge you can go and stand over. But, otherwise, I'm just having to roll with the punches here and let the rainwater roll off the top of my head, as I did not have the foresight to bring an umbrella. So I got some reflections on my time here. Picking up surprisingly, shockingly, embarrassing little Portuguese. It's been a lot of my food choices have been made around things that I've learned, which a lot of them have been things like this, where it's street vendors. But polkas is popcorn, should I be here to know. So we need a lot more popcorn than I would ordinarily have in my regular life. Let's see. A lot more hot dogs, had a couple burgers. A lot more like packages of cookies out of convenience stores, stuff like that. Some of my intention for today was to go back to like a more lively venue to go and take some more video. I realized that it's been a little light in the last day or two. I've about enough for like one more video, but I think it's been about like 2 days here. I'm finding myself kind of reaching like the end of the really touristy things that were on my list of things to go and try and things to do. A lot of the appeal of Rio is centered around the beaches and around colonial era churches, museums, things kind of that nature. Sports have been okay, generally speaking. Some of them I like better than others. There's propendency for... I can see why this is like a tourist hub, and sort of the availability of just miscellaneous like beverages, just sort of like walking down the street. I don't really know what this is, but the guy that sold this to me seemed very enthusiastic about it. So, do a little bit of research on that later. Cheers to that. The place where I've been staying has like a regular like street vendor fair that seems to double as like a like hippie craft fair. So there's a lot of like Brazilian hippies that just go and make bracelets and things of this nature. And it's, why not? Looking at this thing over here, I've actually tried to go to this museum, and there wasn't a whole lot of action going on there. It's unfortunate that it seems to be like a little that I'm pretty sure I was there during opening hours, but like it seems to just sort of be closed. Which I found has been sort of a unfortunate coincidence in some of the different things I've decided to go and like try and partake in like the local color here. This thing here, it's kind of like the Brazilian equivalent of like Molson Canadian, little school. And it's pretty much sold everywhere. Like anywhere that has like an Olympic venue has some variation of that being sold. It's like the local version of like overpriced. Tasting okay. They give you these, I guess like a cup that commemorates like whatever sport you're going to, but they're not actually matched up with the sport you happen to be going to. It's just gonna be whatever they happen to have in the mix. And unfortunately, I don't have very many of these cups that are actually corresponding to the events that I've been going to see. I had one judo cup that I went into one national museum that they didn't really bring stuff like that into, so I decided to go and like truck it. Alright, so here's some like sort of like sightseeing thing, you know. There seemed to be like very partial to be pile garbage on the side of the street and then wait for the compactor truck to come by like early in the morning thing. So like that's kind of the way they've decided to kind of go about things here. Very nice. They've had this right across from like the street here from this park that is commemorating the achievements of Mahatma Gandhi. So why not, you know? Gandhi probably feels strongly about, you know, strong sanitation practices, so, you know, I can see those two things being in alignment. My hopes for today, so if you follow there that bus went, there's actually like a metro station back over here that also serves as like an LRT station. That my hope was I was going to go back to, remember a couple videos back where I went to where the Olympic Cauldron was. I was just going to go like wander there, but I'm thinking that maybe with the rain here, I was hoping this was going to be a couple minute rain, but this is feeling like it might be for the rest of the night rain, so that might be a little dead. I don't know, I might just go down there anyways. I think I've taken pictures of this, but I don't know if I ever explicitly talked about it. So this is a Norwegian cruise liner that's like docked here for what I assume is the entirety of the Olympics and maybe the Paralympics too. So like over here you can go and see like the lifeboats, and this will be the Norwegian getaway. So some of the stuff that's going like around here, of course, food vendors, that's everywhere. And there's a nightly party. Some of these things are sold out, like kind of long since sold out, and I think this one's just like a general, and we're kind of like wait in line, you can go inside and there's like a house DJ who's playing some tunes.